The female of the species is more deadlier than the male. It's true, you know. Hey folks, MasakoX here. Now, there are stories which definitely capture the imagination, but yet are also rather challenging to pull off. But what do I mean by this? Well, we have certain scenarios here on the MasakoX channel which are potentially considered samey in a way. They don't really explore how things could go within a particular field because, keeping it accurate. But at the same time, we want to be creative, not wanting to rinse and repeat with each what if we have here. And thankfully with this tale, about the switching of a male to female for one character, we have come up with something which has completely changed the outlook for said person, but in a way, it hasn't really changed it if you know what I mean. Here, with Goku being a woman now, it's not really changed the makeup of her, or him from the original, and instead of going down the easy way and just making her completely like a strumpet or anything like that, this Goku is just your typical Goku, only a woman now. Simple as. As we've said many times, if you are worried that Goku is completely benign and utterly different from the original archetype that we all so hold and dear and makes lots and lots of dollar signs appear, then don't worry. The only change here in terms of demeanor is that she has a better grasp of socializing and talking to people, and that resulted in the Dragon team being far more sociable this time around and far more conducive of being a proper team. They worked together and were henceforth greater than the sum of their parts. And pay attention to that phrase, it'll come up later. But before we continue, this video has been graciously supported by Ridge Wallets. Their products are made from gorgeous and exotic and iconic materials, and they can fit handily in your pocket, with over 30,000 5-star reviews backing them up. And with this forged carbon number, one of my really many favourites, I've made my brother rather jealous with it, due to you being able to fit up to 12 cards at once in this thing. Do you fancy getting one of these? Maybe for your bro if you're feeling a bit generous? Well, you can get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/Masako and using the code Masako at checkout. Check out the details again at your leisure in the description. Thank you. In the last part, Kami had just about had enough of Piccolo's lack of teamwork and skulking around, and after the Namekian was bested by imperfect Selene, the Guardian of Earth had no choice but to take control of the situation and actually, actively defending his planet to help with the Breakfast Club of Combat. Thanks to Kami taking charge of this fusion, despite having to be a little bit sneaky about the phrasing of it, the Dragon Balls are still here, they still exist. Meanwhile, this version of the androids failed to live up to their Kaioken expectations hype due to Jiro rushing their development and deployment, and thusly, they were sort of on the back foot until they weren't. They took the foot away. 17 had managed to convince Krillin and the others that they wouldn't cause trouble since the club were clearly more powerful than them combined, and also, they really didn't have the heart for this, they just wanted to mooch around, they were teenagers. And since 16 had shut himself down at the detection of Selene later on, her identity still specifically unknown to our heroes at the moment, the gang thought everything had been taken care of. Well, about that. 16's lifeless body slumps to the ground and the gang are left clueless as to what to do next. Kuroda is seething with frustration despite being proven wrong, that 17 and 18 hadn't tricked them or anything, nor could they sense any loss of life from them leaving. They were legit, they were speaking the truth. They genuinely hadn't planned to hoodwink them. But still though, seeing the sight of them being let go, disappearing, not going after them, it was hard to stomach. I can't believe you just let them go. If you had to see what I've seen, you wouldn't be so generous, father. Krillin puts his arm around Kuroda, who is still seething and flinching, not used to this paternal support. Listen, kid, it's like I said, we can stop them if they rear their ugly heads again. And speaking of, what do we do with the big guy? They all turn to 16's frame, and Yamcha then has an idea. Hey, I know! Why don't we just take him to Bulma and he can be reprogrammed to be on our side? The gang are flummoxed and confused. What do they mean by that? Look, hear me out. Bulma can do anything with electronics and stuff. This slug is just gonna rot here if we don't do anything, and he's plenty powerful. I mean, look at how much Goku struggled. No offense. If we could just take out the mean streak, we got ourselves a robot sidekick who could kick butt. Tenshinhan, though, isn't all that convinced. I don't know. It doesn't seem right. We're fighters, not scavengers.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. This android was pretty strong, and if you were around to train against when all this is over, could be handy. Okay, Yamcha, why don't you head over to Capsule Corp and drop 16 off with Bulma?
Yamcha then feels nervous again. Oh, okay. What if he woke up again mid-flight and he had to deal with him on his own? Chi-Chi can sense this and teases Yamcha for it.
What's wrong, genius? Scared to follow through?
No, I'll do it. I'll do it. He picks up 16 and, not wanting to show the group how scared he was, turns away and flies off to West City. As that was going on, 17 and 18 had been heading down the highway looking for a ride when, as you may remember from the last part, they were accosted by Selene. This bug woman simply stared at them for a while, cloaking her true energy and power from further detection in case that Piccolo came back for another round despite his lower power.
Hello, brother. Hello, sister.
She purred in a quiet tone. 17 and 18 are confused and disgusted with this monster standing before them. 18 eventually plucks up the courage to answer back. Sorry? What did you say? Sister?
Yes, 18. I am your sister, and you are my sister. Is it really that hard to comprehend?
She turns to 17.
Brother, why so scared? We're family.
17 is quivering with nervous tension, but then splutters a reply. Family? No way! You're just a big bug ready to be squashed. Get out of our way, or...
Or what? You're going to cower some more? Please, I am not here to hurt you, siblings. I have come to give you purpose.
Purpose? What kind of purpose can you possibly give us? Says a slightly intrigued 18.
Power. Absolute power. Join me, and together we can rule this world and destroy anyone who dares get in our way. The good doctor's mission will be complete.
Doctor? You mean Dr. Giro?
What is this, 20 questions? Yes, Giro. That man may be quite deplorable and sleazy, making me...
She silkily runs a hand down her body to denote Giro's old man vibe, if you know what I mean.
Look like this. But the strength is incredible. It will be even more so if you join me.
The mood is tense and the sounds are silent. 18 then again steps up and vehemently refuses. We don't want power. We've got enough of that already. We just want to do what we want in our own time.
So why don't you just take your offer and shove it?
Let's go, 17. They turn around and Selene just lets them walk away without another word. She then closes her eyes though and mutters,
I really didn't want it to end this way, but oh well.
She glides forward silently and, exploiting the fact that they can't sense energy, looms over them and absorbs them both. The scene is then engulfed with green and white sparks, and that is enough to capture the attention of the Breakfast Club miles away. I mean, it would catch anyone's sense if they could sense energy, anyone on the planet. Goku feels it first, followed by the others.
What the heck is that? That power is incredible! It's like all of us blended together, only like times 10!
The gang look tense again.
I knew it! They tricked us, says an angry Chaozu. We should have finished them off when we had the chance!
Wait, we can't just go rocketing in there! That power's too vast to tackle even as a team! What do we do, Goku? Goku thinks for a moment.
Kami, take the others to the lookout. I'll join you later. I've got a plan.
Kami looks shocked. What? What could possibly work against that thing? He stops for a second and then looks sternly. That's a risky idea, Goku, but very well. Everyone, follow me. I can get us there in no time. Grab onto me. With that, Kami uses instantaneous movement to transport the gang sans Goku to the lookout and out of harm's way. Goku then proceeds towards Selene, unsure what to expect. Up on the lookout, the gang are left confused and a little irritated. Why would Goku just up sticks and tackle that power alone? Tenshinhan muses, but this encounter opens up old wounds with Chi-Chi.
Don't you see? This is her Saiyan nature taking charge again. The sense of teamwork is gone. It's happening again, I know it.
Don't be so quick to react, everyone. I know what she's up to. She's buying us time. Krillin asks what he means by that, and this is when Kami explains what he and Goku got up to during her time up here training before the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, including the chestnut regarding the Room of Spirit and Time. With them being briefed in, Goku heads towards the location of this power surge and is met with the visage of her enemy for the first time, Perfect Selene. When Perfect Selene looks back, Her mouth crinkles into a smile.
Goku, I didn't expect to see the main event as soon as I became perfect. You're in luck. I've been waiting for you and your... Where is your team?
Far away from here, where you can't hurt them. Your quarrel lies with me.
Selene's smile fades and is met with disappointment.
Shame. I was very much looking forward to taking on all of your little club. The doctor promised me that that would happen from what he wrote into my DNA. That's what you do, isn't it? Work together as one?
Goku is not wanting to hear any of this and surges forward, but the sheer power of Selene is such that she barely notices Goku charging ahead and calmly catches her fist in hers, carrying on her train of thought as if nothing had happened.
Surely you haven't abandoned them, Goku. You of all people? Oh wait, of course.
Now I get it. Goku flips backwards and asks what she means by that.
Your Saiyan blood. It courses through my veins as well. You lust for a good fight regardless of what your friends think. You've forgotten them.
Again.
That's not true. Don't you deny it. You can't kid a kidder. I've heard enough of this. Ah!
Goku charges up to Super Saiyan and begins to clobber around Selene, or at least she hopes that she does, who is just standing there with no expression and is just simply taking this, letting Goku do her thing.
Are you done with your little temper tantrum?
Selene then lightly taps Goku's jaw, and that is enough to send her flying into the near rock face, exploding the cliffside, blocking off the highway completely from traffic. Goku clambers out of the rocks.
How are you this strong? What gives?
Simple. I am greater than the sum of my parts. I am made up of all of you club members, and others along the way. But I know how important it is to work together, as it has made me into an absolutely perfect behemoth, a god amongst men.
Goku then lunges forward again and tries to land a punch on Selene, but it's no good, she's just too strong. Goku is left reeling and then feels helpless.
Listen, Saiyan, fighting me alone is pointless. I want to fight you all, together. Only then will I get true satisfaction before I blow this dirtball up. But I can wait. It seems that my brother and sister had a lot of apathy in their time on this earth. It's bought you some time as well. You should consider yourself lucky.
Goku gets up and grits her teeth.
Shut up! I won't let you hurt my friends! Super Kaioken!
No, don't! Goku's yellow hair turns red, as does her body, and she powers forward, and this time succeeds in hurting Selene, but only once. As soon as she had started this, she screamed in agony and fell out of the power, her body cramping up, contorted in much pain, like how Chi-Chi felt back on Namek. Now she knows how she must have felt. Selene reels backwards and rubs her bruised cheek with a mixture of anger and disgust.
Fool! Now look what you did to yourself. Surely you knew that wouldn't work. Now you're no use to anyone.
She picks Goku up, who is breathing heavily, and the women stare each other down.
When you're ready to listen to what I have to say, come find me. That is if you survive your little folly just now.
She drops Goku on the ground and flies away. Seconds later, Kami arrives with Krillin in tow, who finds Goku bloodied and unconscious. Goku! Kami, quick! Take us to Korin, she needs Sensu! Without needing to be told twice, they vanish instantly, Selene watching this whole thing and willing internally for her to get better so she can get her fight. Once Goku has recovered from her ordeal, she explains what had happened, and once she revealed she had tried to use Kaioken and Super Saiyan together, the gang lambast her, with Chi-Chi, understandably, heading the charge, being the most vocal.
How could you be so desperate to fight without us? You need us. We need each other. If this Selene is allowing us to work together, let's take this opportunity. Villains aren't usually so gracious.
Goku is trying to explain herself, but despite this, Ten Shinhan isn't swayed. Sounds like our enemy is making more sense than you for once. We fight together or we lose. It's that simple. Kami, can this room that you say handle more than 2 people at a time? Kami shakes his head. Not at the moment, no. But I can modify it. With this increase in power of mine, I should be able to make it work. But I actually don't know what would happen. I've never actually been asked in all my time here to modify the room. Do what you gotta do, pal. Seems like we got time. So let's use it! Krillin pipes up, tending to his wife. The next day, Selene could be seen flying around the planet, casually taking potshots at cities to pass the time, trying to stave off boredom, waiting for Goku to finally see sense and bring her friends along for some fun. And speaking of friends, Kami was successful in indeed modifying the room of spirit in time so it could accommodate all of the gang, but they still only had 2 Earth days worth of time in there. He couldn't do that much modification in such a short space of time. Once Yamcha gets here, we can get started. He should be back any moment now. As luck would have it, Yamcha indeed is here now, and has good news. Hey, we got some luck! Bulma can make it work! She can reset 16 to help us and not attack Goku anymore! That's all well and good, buddy, says Krillin. But Selene's more powerful than any of us! But in a way, I suppose it's not a bad thing. If you can fight with us instead of against us, that might help. We gotta work as a team more than ever before! He looks to Goku as to give a subtle hint. Goku sheepishly turns away, nodding. She needed to be told this the hard way, clearly. We'll be ready in a few days, so what do we do? Pipes up Yamcha, and he is told about the Room of Spirit and Time, and is keen to get started. Without a second to lose, the quintet then rush inside, and the door slams shut behind them. Kami outside, awaiting their exit, and hoping against hope that Selene keeps her word and does not try to blow up the planet whilst they were still inside. Don't worry, old man. She won't. At least not right now. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what do you folks think? Do you think Selene will keep her word? Can Goku finally understand that being in a team is pretty great, actually? Leave a comment below, and let's get this discussion going. And I shall see you in the next video. Catch you later!